Welcome, everybody, to Groom Around and Loose, a podcast where we break out of our salons and mobiles to let our passions, conversations, and experiences run wild. We're your hosts. I'm Holly Baker.
And I'm Alicia Mulac. And this episode is episode 4, titled Bullying. Today, we're going to be covering bullying in the workplace, online, and in the competition ring, and pranks, since April Fool's was just around the corner a couple weeks, like last week, right?
Yeah.
And today, we're also going to have special guests that we're going to talk about positivity, spreading happiness, and being just a happy force around you.
Yes. Before we get started, let's settle in with this week's cocktails and mocktails. So we had actually our first real 70-degree day in Minnesota. I know I've had spring fever at what feels like forever because we talked about that last episode about it being whiplash. So this week I'm going to do my best to show you. And yes, I put a mustache on my martini glass. And I have a s'more in here. So this is a s'mores martini. It is made with Bailey's chocolate liqueur, whipped vodka, heavy cream, shake, put it on, and graham cracker and sugar crust, and then Hershey syrup to decorate kind of on the edge and then the inside of the glass. What do you have?
So this is called a cherry bomb. And it's Sprite and grenadine and cherries. And I actually added boba. I don't know if you can see that. I need little boba balls.
Oh, the boba balls.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Just to spice it up just a little bit, right?
Yeah. So I know we
It's
talked
kind of
about
like a Shirley Temple, but not.
So I do want to highlight, congratulations. It was out on the internet. Now it's official. We can talk about it. Congratulations. You're expecting another baby.
Yeah, so excited. I can't wait.
Congratulations. Naturally, I'm a little biased. I'm super excited.
I know you're setting up for the sprinkle.
Yes. So obviously, I know we have a lot of our friends on this podcast. All American. We're going to take a step aside from All American and celebrate you and Tom and Wesley and do a baby sprinkle. So it was funny. Alicia didn't know what a sprinkle is for our listeners. A sprinkle, if you do not know, is when you have a baby and you had your shower, but now it's been several years. Wesley's actually going in kindergarten this fall.
Yeah.
So it's been
he's
a
5.
substantial amount of time. We were at the baby game. Because everything changes, pumps change, toys change, bassinets, everything changes in year time frame. So something 5 years, it's been a minute. So we kind of need to go back to ground zero and sprinkle you in with the things that you may be missing or that have changed in these past 5 years. So I'm interested, listeners, drop it in the comments. Have you guys ever heard of a baby sprinkle? I'm still trying to decide a theme. Naturally, I'm donut sprinkle theme, but I'd love to see what my listeners want. What do you guys want me to do for a theme for her? So, but yeah, this is ballin'. I'm not gonna lie. This makes me all s'mores ready. S'mores martini.
Oh, it makes me want to go get s'mores. We have a fireplace in our backyard, like a little fire pit, and it's so nice in the summer, especially actually today it would be a good day for it because it's in the 60s.
Oh, I'm jelly. It was a nice day today. Yeah,
I know we're supposed to freeze tonight.
I know, it's just spring in the Midwest. It's just crazy. I'd love to hear I wonder what spring's like in the South. We should bring on a listener on from. We actually do have a listener coming up in our next episode that is from the South. She's a beautiful Southern belle.
Oh yeah,
so excited!
I can't wait to talk to her, see how that's going.
So April Fool's, it was just around the corner. I know we did the last one with just a few days away. So with this, I know for me, we had a stylist back from maternity leave. And so I initially thought I was going to googly eye everything. I was just going to put googly eyes on every shampoo bottle. I wish I would have done it. It would have been really funny.
That's a good idea.
But, yeah. And I can't even remember now. Isn't that funny? I'm like, what did I do? Oh, I did silly string.
String. I remember you said that. Yeah.
Called them around the corner and was like, oh my gosh, check out this dog's, it's an anal glanded everywhere. And they buzzed around my corner. And then I just shot them with, silly string. So
that's so funny. You even called me. You were like, You were like, "Oh, I guess I'm moving to Texas." And I'm like, "What? Really?"
Oh,
And you're like, "Oh, April Fools."
yes,
Oh, Holly.
I played the joke on my kids. And they were not. They were. Now let's welcome our guests.
Today we have our special guests here, Quincy Cole and Loren Mesquita. And yeah, let's just jump right in. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Quincy.
All right. Hey guys, Quincy. I have been grooming since 2007, so coming up on 18 years this July. I've owned my own salon. I've worked trade shows. I own a social media management company for pet groomers, and I own the Teton Grooming Expo that is held in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Nice. And
Yeah.
how about you, Lauren?
My name is Loren Mesquita. Hey, y'all. I've been grooming for over 20 years. I'm super passionate about the pet industry, master groomer, international award winner, and speaker. I do social media for people in the pet industry. I also own Fame Pet Products, well, co own Fame Pet Products with Colin Taylor and Coleman Oviatt.
That's really cool. So, I know Quincy, you have your social media management company, and you also you co-host or you um fully host the Teton
Oh,
Grooming
so
Expo.
Teton is fully me. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about your social media and about Teton?
Yeah, so social media, I've been doing in the pet industry now for about 5 years. And so I was originally going to school for communication, and I found grooming while in college and ended up loving grooming more. So I did it. And then later in life, my passion of social media, after everybody asking me like, hey, how do you do this? Or like, I want to do that. I had a lot of locals ask me that. I decided I was just going to start my own management firm. And so, yeah, I've been doing that for 5 years now. And I just absolutely love it. I'm a really big geek. I love like analytics and the insights and making sure, your page is actually being seen with proper like SEO and all that stuff. So that is something that I never thought would translate into the grooming world, but I help some really large brands that I love, and then even just like small salons that need assistance to just get seen in their area and all that. So I love doing that. And then I was lucky enough to be recommended to own the Teton Grooming Expo when it was being sold by Barkley. Not Barkley selling it, but Barkley was offered it, and Todd Shelley told them to recommend reaching out to me. And so I worked with them and took on Teton, and we're coming on year 2 for me owning it, but year 4 this year in May next month. So we're like 5 weeks away from Teton. And honestly, over here, we're in Utah. We don't have as many shows as all of you guys over on the East Coast to attend. So we're lucky we have Super Zoo, Pasadena, and Tacoma, but that's really actually hard for a lot of the people like in Utah and Idaho and Montana to make it over to, except Super Zoo. It's like the closest one. So I'm just super stoked to have something that is like a show for the everyday pet groomer where they feel like they can go and it's not all just breed standard when they show up. We're showing like what it looks like to groom a wavy coat, a curly coat of a doodle, like comparing 2 different coat types, and just how do you do like a cute little face in your shop. And I'm super stoked to be able to just have something that is giving back to the groomers over here where they feel like they can actually attend and see some of the top educators in our industry. So it's been really fun. It's a lot of work, but really fun.
That's really awesome. I know I went to Teton a couple years ago. And it was a really great like show. It's just a really great place. I know you guys moved it since I went, but not that far. So,
Yeah, we
and it's
moved
a
it
great
like
time
3
of
hours away
yeah,
from
it's like a
Idaho.
great time of year to be out there too.
Oh yeah, that's what I tell everyone. I'm like, if you love hiking or like going and touring, like that's the best time. Or if you love soda, this is what I tell everybody. Loren has to have one when she comes. We are very obsessed with soda shops here. Like you have probably coffee shops everywhere where you guys live. It is like soda shops everywhere with like mixed drinks. So Holly would probably love that since she likes mixing drinks, but it's like soda mixes. So
Yeah, it actually took me a second to realize what you were talking about because we don't call them sodas, we call them pops.
pop, I
So
knew
I
it. I
was
was
like,
waiting for you to say
soda.
it.
Huh?
It's different everywhere. It's so wild.
The
So
only
yeah, I say
soda I
soda.
have is Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, we're soda here. But
Minnesota.
yeah, it's
I was
like
like,
they're
what
little
is
pop
this thing
shops
you're talking about?
all around. So I tell people come
Yeah,
hike or
pop
come and
shops.
try the pop shops.
I'm no, I'm kind of excited about that because, like that was when pop came out, they would advertise all these pop shops where
Yeah.
you'd go and it was like a bar full of sodas, soda
Yep.
pop. Yeah, so no, that's actually sounds lovely.
Yeah, it's my
I do
fave.
like a good beverage.
Yeah, a good beverage. I love it. So yeah.
Beverage.
Yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
Love that.
so
Oh,
Lauren,
I'm
tell
so
us
excited for you
about.
guys.
Oh, so Lauren, tell us about your social media and about fame.
Well, first and foremost, Quincy is a huge inspo for me. So that's how we kind of got hooked up together. So like talking to each other, like professional stuff and everything. Cause I don't know, I look up to Quincy so much regarding her professionalism, regardless of like who you are or how you are, just don't be, an ass in the industry and I'll treat you with respect. And again, you won't even know if one of us doesn't like someone. I think that's why we get along so well because we still treat them with the same respect as anybody else, regardless of who you are in the industry. So first and foremost, huge shout out with Quincy. I think that's why we get along so well. As far as doing social media, it just started with me doing stupid videos on TikTok, and really, I don't have a lot of followers. Like that's not my goal. Is it to have a lot of followers? And still, even to this day, on Instagram, on my personal, I don't even have 1,000 followers. So my goal is just to do something that's authentic, that's myself, or if it's a song that's funny or make it relatable or however. And then it went to Anne Francis asking me about would I consider doing social media for Groom Team USA. And I didn't even think about it, like managing it, doing all that stuff. And so I put in a bid, they accepted, and my creativity flower bloomed out of that. And so that's where it exploded, meeting Quincy, going to shows, doing this. Like, then I was like, oh, well, then I can sell these images that I'm actually taking of the competitors. And then I created Canine Couture Studio. So then I sell my images to whether if it's a vendor or a competitor, making them reels, doing whatever. So it blossomed from that. Um, then in the whole idea of when it came to fame, Colin Taylor products, I really enjoyed his products. And then there was this one particular brush. I said, hey, I just want to find this brush. I know you don't have it anymore. Can we just reach out to the actual manufacturer or whatever? And he was like, well, why don't you name it after yourself and you can just sell it over there in the US? And I said, okay. And then it went from there to, well, why don't we create a brand? And I was like, what? And then we just blossomed into, okay, well, then we're going to name it this. And then we're going to name it Fame. And then so it just escalated into this whole thing of like, okay. And then I started learning about manufacturers. And then I started learning about, so all of that into this is then I'm learning about branding. So I'm using myself as a guinea pig for branding. So then it can turn into a marketing selling thing with Canine Couture Studio. So with Fame, it's what we say quality products for affordable prices for our everyday pet stylist. So I'm learning about distribution because I'm the distributor that I'm working with the website person, which Quincy hooked me up with. I'm learning more about social media, managing my time, scheduling the content, and then taking more clients and more clients. And again, huge inspiration, Quincy. Even though I don't look at her as a competitor in social media managing, I look at her as someone who I can look up to and a confidant and someone who I don't want to say that I don't look at her as competition at all. Not even as equals. Like I think it's more of just a professional relationship and I respect so much out of that because I know that we can go to each other for advice and that really helps out a lot. With Fame again, I can see myself longer down the road. Oh, we need to do this or maybe we could have certain days or whatever, but just sticking to it and hashing things out as much as possible. Maybe this product works, maybe this doesn't. The branding, as far as like the black and white imaging, what kind of font are we using? Again, I'm using myself as a guinea pig so that I can have future clients. And I'm getting ready to possibly pick up a third show that I may manage or at least with my social media where they can hire me like a freelancer to record stuff and update reels or do something. Not saying that I'm doing their social media completely, but just, hey, oh, you can hire me for the weekend and I can capture the images because I know what I'm looking for because I've been a competitor. I've paid thousands of dollars and spent tons of hours in, just like all of us doing private lessons and everything. So with all of that, you know, being passionate, being, crazy and all over the place, that's kind of where that passion is building, and where all of, I guess, stamina, a lot of caffeine too. So yeah, but fame is still growing. Our anniversary will be at Tacoma this year of having it be 1 year. We're officially a business, all that stuff. So this is a real deal. We're getting ready to start Fame Academy, which is a certification program. We have new stuff coming out. We have other certifiers in other countries that are going to be help us out to be certifiers and stuff. So, the sky's the limit, and I'm enjoying the I'm enjoying the fact that I can express myself, and then also hone in my craft, doing content for other people like Jody Murphy and Coat Tender and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. I'm just so thankful and blessed for the opportunities on this. And I'm growing. We're all growing. All of us are growing. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And I know you guys have the was it weekly chat that's paused for chit chat that you get
Oh,
together?
bi-weekly.
Oh,
Bi-weekly.
Yeah.
bi-weekly?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And I know Lauren, one of the ways that I got to know you was through your social media, because I actually loved watching your growth as a hand strip competitor.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank
it
you.
was funny because I used to work with Tammy Sear, and she was talking
Okay.
about you guys, like you for like Groom Team USA
Yeah.
doing the thing,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, I love her. And she's like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, she does the hand strips, and I'm like, so it was always cool because you present yourself so differently, because you're always dressed up, and
Yes.
dressed up differently than everybody else. Like
Yes.
one time you were wearing a polka dot dress in the
Yes.
competition ring. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah, and well, I mean, I think because I look at it like a performance almost. So then, of course, you have your smock, and then learning how to present the dog, having colors that aren't matching the dog so that the dog can have a better profile. Red is very striking, but it's a white. So if I'm competing with a black dog, I'd wear more red because then the black really shows up. Since a Sealyham, so then if I have a white dog, then I would just wear things that would kind of be distracting so the dog would kind of stand out. So that would be my method as I'm presenting and stacking the dog. And also like looking at it like a performance, as if it's like, all right, here you go. And I enjoyed dressing up because I think it was cool versus just wearing my scrubs. I just wanted to do it up a little bit. But thank you for noticing.
Yeah, I loved it. So, Quincy, how do you stay in like a healthy, positive mindset,
Oh,
especially on social media with all the social media things going
I,
on?
I actually just had this
Yes, our
conversation
topic.
the other day. Go ahead.
Oh, good. Our episode is about bullying, and you two being so present on social. I feel like you guys have experienced it probably a lot, or maybe not as much. I don't know. I'm because
Um,
social media can be hard. It's a hard place to
it,
be.
Yeah.
so I think for me, I experienced burnout, but my burnout happened from grooming. So social media is actually where I'm not burnt out. Like I love it. I thrive on it. Like helping people is honestly like something I feel like I was made for. I love being assistance to people. I love sharing my knowledge, whether people sign up for my services or not. Like I'll have people just send me their videos saying, I'm doing this. This is the content with it. Like, what do you think and stuff? So I love it. So I think for me, it actually like puts me in a good space, but like I also set my mornings up with intention. Like I wake up, I do morning meditations with this the coolest invention ever. It's like this eye mask, but it massages my eyes for 15 minutes. So I do it. Yeah. Laura, I'll send it to you. I saw your
Okay.
face.
Yeah. I was like,
It's
what?
amazing. It's like heated and it literally just massages over here, and to fall asleep, it's great too. But I'll do that in the morning just to kind of start my day, and I map out my day of what I'm doing before. But when it comes to like the negative of it and all that stuff, I've been fortunate enough that I haven't had anybody attack me. But I have worked with people who are being attacked. So I've run the accounts of people being attacked. So I'm technically the one dealing with those issues and everything. And it's like crazy how quickly something so simple can set a person off, or the picture just being one way, like that a follower doesn't think it should look, and people just attacking that person's character based off of like one thing and they don't even know the human being. So like I haven't personally had to deal with it, but I've seen it and it gets scary. Like, so I also, when stuff like that is happening, where I've had clients who've been attacked. I will take care of everything, but I also allow myself space from being on my phone. Like, so I go on walks daily. I don't take my phone with me. Like, that is my time to like separate from all that, even if something is going on. So I have really hard boundaries of what I will allow me to do on social media, because like, let's all be honest, we've all got stuck in that doom scroll. We've all been in places where we're in that doom scroll and we see the negativity and it starts to affect us. It happens because I have to be looking at what trends are happening, what other groomer companies are doing, because like part of I have some clients who pay me to follow their competitors and watch what they're doing and like report what is working and what's not for them, which is like wild. I'm like a little spy for them. But like you'll see the negative in those people's posts, and it can, even when it's not me, right, start to affect me and all that stuff. So setting those hard bounds of like, okay, like these are the times I do socials, these are the times I reply, this is like what it is. And then this is how much time I allow myself to do my research of socials. And then this is when my phone is down, and like this is my time with my kids or my me time, etc. Like actually having boundaries and therapy would probably be like my two things that really set me up for success on social and not going crazy. Yeah.
Wonderful. I know boundaries are so hard to set sometimes and stick to it, and especially with the way social media is with the information age right now.
Yeah, for reals.
So, Loren, how do you keep a healthy, positive mindset?
Therapy, calling PR Quincy. I think, I don't know, trying to find time for me a lot. I'm still juggling a lot of stuff with that as I'm growing more. Learning that it's okay to say no, boundaries, stuff like that. If I do get burnout, sometimes I just need to lay in bed and do my own thing. Uh, but really, it's knowing that that tomorrow's another day, and it will be better, and it is okay, and to have a good close circle of people that you can rely on, and just try to focus as much as possible of one task at a time instead of overwhelming myself with 15 tasks and lists, making lots and lots of lists.
I love lists. I'm a
Mhm.
list girl because I love the satisfaction of checking it out, crossing it off.
Yes. It's the
Like you can
best.
go back to it, be like, what did I forget? Oh, there
Yeah.
it is. Like I forget everything,
Yeah, if you
especially
just,
now.
I have ADHD. So as somebody with ADHD, I have to pour it all out
Yep.
Yeah.
and get it out on paper and then just check, 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 check,
Yep.
check. You know, and people are constantly saying, how do you do so much? I'm like, I have the energy for it. I just have to make sure that it falls along the way, because otherwise
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
carrying too much. Yeah. So this is a side, I'm gonna surprise you with a question. I'm just
Ooh.
curious, because you guys do social media, I met somebody at a dog show this year. So I was, I went as a pupil to prep for other people. So bucket bitch, if you will,
Yes.
and learn
Yes.
how to do all of the things, and knew I wanted to pursue that. So I do have my own puppies this year that I'm going to, but I went in a study position as a pupil, and I was serving one of my friends, and I met somebody in the poodle class, and she was telling me, she's like, oh, I've got 1 million followers. And I was like, damn, how 1 million followers? That's insane. I feel like I'm trying to grind like as an influencer, and I can comfortably say I accept my position as an influencer, which was kind of its own feat. I don't know, you guys, but it was kind of I felt like looked at me a little weird when I was like, I'm an influencer. But I'm proving that role. Um, so I was like, I grind for the grooming fans because I want to see, I don't know. Anyway, that's a whole thing. But she was like, I have 1 million followers. I was like, how? How did you do that? That's incredible. Great job. And she's like, I post about Dawn dish soap. I was like, what? She's like, I post about Dawn dish soap. The Blue Devil. She made blue. I'm like, okay. So I understand this. You purposely will go into a chat and she creates what she calls rage bait.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you guys feel about it, because she's like, I don't care because I'm getting paid to piss you off. I'm getting paid for those comments. So thank you. Like she goes, I don't even care that much, but I just do it because I get paid to do it. And it helps funnel me doing these, these dog shows with this poodle. And it helps pay for this.
It's great.
To me. And I'm like, I don't even know how to digest that, or how like people follow her just to be pissed off about her. That's just
Yeah.
wild. Do you guys ever encounter that, or how do you like? I don't know. Do you serve people that are comfortable with rage bait?
None of my clients, and I don't think any of Lauren's, are rage bait people. Now, have I seen them? Yeah. And like, is it a smart tactic? Yeah, because think about all the people who are out there. People love following that stuff and being, keyboard warriors and stuff. But like for me personally, A, that's not worth my time. And B, like, yeah, she's making the money on it, but it's like, do you as a person truly like feel good about it? Because I don't know. I'd have to see fully what her stuff is, I guess, first before I would even say anything. But
Oh, she just will enter a chat and just make it go off. And I was like, wow.
yeah.
I'm gonna be a
I think
really
it's
thick-skinned person to
yeah,
handle the people coming for you, right?
Yeah.
that was I think putting yourself out there regardless, you have to have a thick skin, especially on social media, because it's instant. It's instant satisfaction,
Yeah.
instant gratification, instant
Mhm.
put you down, instant whatever it is. So definitely having a thick skin. Also, genius to her for any kind of marketing, because there's a demographic for everyone out there.
Mhm.
So whether if it's
Yeah.
feet picks, Dawn dish soap, whatever you get, whatever
I
you're
just
gonna
couldn't
do.
believe it. I was
Yeah, and to me, I'm like, good job. Yeah. I don't think I'd want to manage that,
I mean, you have
but
to be impressed.
yeah, I am
Yeah.
impressed. I definitely am. But also, I would be like, I don't think I'd want to manage that now, but in the future to do something. I mean, there's a price tag for everything. So,
True.
so maybe give me a call sometime.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah,
I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, she
yeah,
was like, I funded this whole trip. She was from Washington. She's like, I funded this trip to Minnesota because we were up in Duluth
yeah.
based on this rage bait. And I was like,
Good.
damn.
Yeah.
I don't think I have that in me to balance bullies in that capacity,
Hmm.
but damn,
No.
good for you. I was
Yeah.
like, good for you.
I couldn't handle opening up that inbox and just knowing that over like half of the comments
The
at 1 million
hate.
followers is going to be hateful, which I get it. You can use that and then reply to those and build off of that. But
Mhm.
I can't do. I mean, I get groomers mad at me just because I say like 1099s are not a real thing in Utah and they lose their mind. Like I couldn't, that's like such a small thing of debating. I don't
Yeah.
know if I could debate it every day for a client or myself, but you never know. Like you said, there's a price for
Price tag
everything.
for everything.
Yep. There's a price for
Yeah.
everything. It's going to be a really high
different.
price for my mental health with that one because
Yep.
I care. I
Yep.
care too much. I
Yep.
can't turn off that care in me. Like it
Yeah.
would just drive me insane and I'd want to find that person and be like, we're talking one-on-one. What the hell's your problem? Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
cause the clickbait.
Yeah.
Well, a little different.
Yeah.
I used to, my husband and I used to actually stream on Twitch every day. And actually,
Oh,
we
I
got
love
up to like 22,000 followers.
Wow.
that.
And he was partnered with it. And we actually were making a living off of just streaming on Twitch.
That's awesome.
And there were a couple games we would put on, and we're like, all right, this game we're going to put on is going to bring the trolls. And so
Yeah.
it's like you have to get into a certain mindset
Yep.
that these are the people that are going to come in. These are the kind of people we're going to deal with. And this is
Mhm.
how we're going to have to deal with them. Like most of the time, our policy was you ignore the trolls, they go away. But
Yeah.
like sometimes you interact with them because they get the chat going. And if the chat's going, people are interested so that more
Yep.
people are coming in and staying. Because again, it's that instant gratification.
Yep.
People want to
You
come
got to
in
feed the
and
trolls.
be entertained. So if you feed a
Yeah.
little harmless troll, there you are getting more viewers just to see the drama that's happening in chat.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden you've got 300 people watching you for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
And you're getting paid for it.
and you're getting paid for it. So I totally
I love so
understand
much
kind of
that
where
you
that's
guys
coming
did
from.
that.
Yeah.
Love that.
So moving on to something a little different. What is something that you guys have accomplished recently that you're very proud of? Quincy, I'll start with you.
It's probably Teton, man. Like, if I'm like super honest, every other trade show has a staff. Teton has a staff of 1. I do everything until about 4 weeks before the show. And then I have another person who steps in and helps me get some things together. And then I have my lovely association board here in Utah step up and help volunteer at the show. But Teton is 100% me, and people don't realize how much it goes into a show. And I can't say, we had a hiccup, and I can't say what it is technically at the moment because I don't know when this will air, and then I don't want people to stress. But I just dealt with like a huge thing and like problem solved it all within like probably like 30 minutes with like 3 other options. And so I'd say right now that's my biggest accomplishment is taking care of some damage control with Teton. So to make it just continue to be what it is. So, and give us, a better year.
Oh, that's awesome. How about you, Loren?
That I woke up today.
That's a great one.
I think, I mean, I'm always pretty hard on myself because we're our own worst critics and my expectations are super high. I trying to stay positive more. Um, the meditation thing, I finally did something like that this past Saturday. And, like as we're kind of chatting around like last night and stuff, to where I'm kind of getting into different vibes of, I don't want to say like religion, but just some kind of faith manifestation, different things like that. Trying to, one of the biggest things, like I did a life-changing thing during Christmas where I had to take my life into control and also sobriety. So it's been tough, like probably the last couple weeks. Not saying that it was like, oh, I need to do something, but focusing on my mental health and focusing on my health and my spiritual health. And that, I would have to say, that's probably what I'm most proud of right now, because it's tough. It's a lot. It's a lot. So
Yeah, no,
Love
it is
that.
a lot. There's a lot going on, and just sometimes just making it out of bed, going to work, and doing the things you need to do is enough of an accomplishment, and that's
right.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. So, I mean, I'm
I
sure
think
there's a bunch of things that other people would be like, oh, this and that, da, 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 this is, but still, like, it's deep down dark afterwards, laying in bed with your dog and you're thinking things. Like, right now, that's probably what I could say. So, but thank
Yeah,
you for asking. Yeah.
of course. Yeah, I know, like, being pregnant right now, I'm half the time about to start my day and be like, can I just cancel everybody?
Yeah.
What's one way you get energized about your day? And I know this kind of ties in a little bit about how do you stay in a positive mindset, but I know we were just talking about like the hard parts of getting up. Like what helps you? What motivates you to just get up and do it and get that energy and go?
Man, that is something I'm actually working on right now. Like, is re-getting energy. I've had a lot of life switches happening in the past like what low I'm at what 2 months now, probably some big changes have just happened, and so my energy because of that has been really low, and so I'm kind of on a new thing of like how to figure that out. I feel like we change through different stages of our life, so it really depends where you're at. And my biggest thing for me is actually just refocusing on taking care of like my health, mental and physical, because I've let that go. And being accountable, like be more of like my word is kind of a way to say it. So like if I say, hey, my alarm is going off at 6 a.m. because I have X, Y, and Z that I'm doing in the morning before I get kids to school. When that alarm goes off, I'm getting myself out of bed, even though it sucks sometimes and I'm tired. I literally just remind myself, I told myself that I am doing this and I honor myself. So I'm going to continue and do it. And even like when I get stuck in scrolls, I'll do some of that too in the morning. Like I'll open my phone and now I'm like, okay, we don't even touch the phone. We turn off the alarm. We get up, we do the thing instead of scrolling. And if I do scroll, I mentally have told myself, like, okay, you get 2 scrolls, 2 videos, whatever the Instagram or Facebook gods give you today, that's your 2. And then you're up and you're moving. And I'm just working each day. It's so hard, I'm not going to lie, but to literally be like, okay, I'm doing this because I have the goals that I am accomplishing this year. And that is how I have to get to them. And then I also allow myself grace. Like today, because of my crazy day I had yesterday, I allowed myself to skip that schedule, have a day of like reclaiming my energy and just doing absolutely nothing. I laid in bed most of the day, did very light things. And so it's just kind of honoring yourself where you're showing up, but also trying to be true to your word that you give yourself for me. But yeah.
I love that. I love that so much.
Side
That's
note,
so good.
Holly, I really love your nails.
Oh, thank you, my peeps nails.
Oh, those are cute.
Yeah. Yeah, you know me. Like, what's so funny is I love Peeps colors, but I can't stand eating a Peeps. Do you guys like
Same.
Peeps?
Love them.
The
But I only
Webbers.
love the chocolate strawberry ones that are sold at Target.
Oh.
And they
Oh,
are bomb. It's like the bottom, it's the little duck,
yeah.
and then on the bottom, it is a chocolate coating, and it literally tastes like a marshmallow strawberry chocolate. It is the only one I
Okay, that
really
sounds
would
pretty
eat.
dope.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing, not gonna lie. I buy them as soon as I see them on the shelf before they're gone.
See, my Easter weakness is the Starburst jelly beans.
Oh, those are so good too.
Oh, so
So good.
good. Yeah. That
You
I
need
always
to
have to
try
get.
the Hershey marshmallow eggs because they're better than it's like this
Huh?
perfect like fluff with Hershey chocolate coating on the outside. I just tried them for the first time this year. I cannot buy them because I ate them all in one day. So it's a one-time treat, but they're that good that I literally kept going back for more. And the kids were like, wait, where did they go? And I'm like, I ate them all. Don't worry about it. They're gone.
That's
That's
awesome.
Fine. You don't need
Uh,
them.
Lauren, do you have like an Easter food that you're like, man, Cadbury egg or something?
Who, me?
Yeah. Do you have any like specific Easter candies that you're like, yeah?
I'm not really a sweets kind of lady. I like salty things. So give me a good
Oh,
steak. Give me some good meat. Something like
just
that.
say.
I want some meat, some good meat.
I thought you were gonna go with like a pretzel
Wait,
combination.
Yeah, that's
that's
what
what
I
I
thought
thought
she
this
was
was
going to say.
going.
I
Something
was like,
pretzel.
I'm down with pretzels. I do enjoy an Annie Ann's from time to time, especially when I'm flying. I get
yeah.
pissed if there's not an Annie Ann's with a fresh, cold lemonade when I get off that plane sometimes when I fly it back into Philly. Um, you know, I do enjoy a pretzel, but no, I'm good with like a steak or something. I don't really care about candy. It's cool.
Oh my gosh, my weakness when I'm driving to all these shows, like I'll be driving to Tacoma and you know what's gonna be in my car? Oh, see, Alicia, do you know what it is?
It's
What
gonna
will be
be chips and French onion dip, right?
well, that's a staple.
That's pretty good
Yes.
too.
But what's my other thing?
Uh,
It's the chocolate covered pretzels.
oh, okay, yeah.
Not
The
bad. Not
Flips.
bad.
I'll settle for Hershey's, but Flips is like where it's at. It's the
Okay.
better of the
I
two. But
love that.
damn it, those are so good because it's the perfect combination of between sweet and salty.
uh,
Mm.
I love
So,
that.
Lauren, how do you get energized about your day? Getting
thank
up
you
and
for
going.
repeating the question because I forgot. As far as getting energized for my day, trying to be more organized. I definitely have been trying for the last few months to wake up and be like, all right, I'm going to start working out because by the time I get home, if I work out or walk or do something, I'm already tired. My energy kind of goes up and down. So really it depends. One cup of coffee, I'm good. I try not to do more than two because I'm watching what I'm eating and what I'm ingesting. Um, I think having a good idea and goals and lists get me going. If I get too scatterbrained, then that becomes overwhelming. But yeah, getting a good night's sleep. If not, then I am very grumpy.
Same.
But yeah, yeah. I mean,
It's
it's
such
just
a no. Everything you said
take
is
my
so
vitamins.
valid. It's
Yeah,
so important. I hope people hear what you just said because both of you and even I'm a trio to that. There's something about getting up early and setting aside time for yourself and your
yeah,
thoughts, for your
yes,
thoughts, right?
yes,
Like, and just whether it's working out or like, I can't work out the minute I wake up. Like,
right,
I could, but I don't really love it. But I do like taking that mental health time to be like,
yes.
okay, what is on the docket? Because, like, I just feel like the morning is the most positive part of your day,
It
right?
is.
Because that's when you wake up with all of the energy to do all of the things and then identifying this is critical, this is important, and this is like I'll do it later.
Right, right. If I find myself right now again, like I'm not trying to like make it like a dooms thing or something, but again, like what I've been noticing on my weekends where I'd go out with friends and go to a bar and then I'm having drinks and stuff, like that isn't an option for me. I can still do those things, but the sobriety part, that's a completely different thing. That's a whole
Yeah.
different ball game on how I'm thinking about myself, how I'm talking to myself, how I'm like getting through my day and doing things. So, my energy when I wake up is so crazy good. Like I'm ready. I
Yeah.
can clean the house. I can do this, and that's where I want to walk. But typically when I'm at my shop, when I'm working, I walk an average of almost 3 miles a day at my shop, just walking back and
Isn't that
forth. So
crazy?
it
That's
is.
awesome.
So then I'm like, well, at least I'm doing that if I'm not going to the gym or if I'm not lifting weights or, I want to get into more stretches and stuff. So I think disciplining myself more. And
Yeah.
as I wrote down honor myself, what Quincy said. I wrote it down in my book over and over and over again. I'm going to be like,
Yeah.
honor myself, honor myself. I'm going to honor myself so bad.
I
Yeah.
love that. I think more people need to adapt that into their life. I think so
Yes.
many times they're taking care of, if you have kids or partners or your
Yep.
coworkers,
Yes.
if you're taking care of everybody else, but you're not honoring and taking care of yourself the way you need, you're not going to show up the way that you want to show up.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
going to get burnt out way sooner. Like I've had people tell me that that's selfish, that I'll put me before my kids. And I'm like, not even. And my kids know it. I am number one and they are number two, because if I am
You
number
get
two,
to
I'm
them
not
on
taking
deployment.
care of myself and I'm going to burn out. And then I am not the mom that I want to be for my children. I'm like, that is a very
Yes.
big thing for me. Loren sees it. I honor my time with my kids so much.
Yep.
And make sure that I am also in the best space that I can be a good, not only mom for them, but a good friend and be there for my friends when they're going through stuff too. So if you don't honor yourself, that's where I feel like pieces of you start to crumble. And it's sad to see everyone's been there. We've all been there. So it's a
I
sad
think
place.
I think it's also the verbiage too. So instead of saying like, especially like in corporate, to like the verbiage of saying I honor myself instead of I have to. That's
Mhm.
just changing it.
Yeah.
So it makes it more positive. In a corporate sense of like, these are the things that you're doing wrong, then you call them opportunities instead. So
Yes.
these are areas to grow. So I think playing with those verbiage, the verbiages, however you want to say it, mantras, affirmations, whatever it is, definitely affirmations help too. Saying, there's three of them that I try to say almost every day, but the honor myself, it clicks. It turns it to a different level instead of saying, oh God, I'm disappointed in myself. No, honoring myself, self respect, doing it for myself in that way versus, again, like I have to do it. Nope, this is something I want to do for myself. So I think the verbiage is a big thing too of saying it in a different way.
I
Well,
That's
so agree with that because I had a joking conversation this week with my staff and like there's as a boss, right? I have 21 employees and
Wow.
I have to give direction, right? And so
Yeah.
like that's
21.
yeah, I have 21. I have 3 salons and 1 mobile unit.
Jesus. Cheese
I
and
know.
rice, girl.
I
I know.
did not know that about you. Today years old,
Oh,
knowing that you have that's a lot to manage. Good for you.
yeah. Well,
I'm over here
I'm
like, I just
blessed
woke
with
up
an amazing
today.
staff. I have an amazing staff, but like, there was a lot of these like self-developmental conversations and stuff. And like,
Okay.
so my best friend laughed at me. So she works in a vet clinic and I work obviously in my salon, but I have to give direction kind of in a speedy manner. And one of my biggest feedbacks is my tone or, bedside manner. And so when you were speaking about verbiage, Lauren, I can't say enough, like especially as somebody in a position of power,
Yep.
it can be a moment that without even thinking about it, I could be like, hey, you need to go do that laundry, and it could have a tone of like, oh, she thinks I don't do laundry, and it can be misunderstood so easily. And so I know it sounds weird, but I'm just like, hey, I did these things. Like, you get to go do laundry. Like, and they're like, it sounds weird when I highlight it, but like, and my husband even caught it because my husband and I are full time together. My husband is a cat groomer and he does mobile grooming. So we work separate from each other within our business. Um, but I made dinner and instead of like being like, hey, I made dinner and I did all these things. Can you at least put the food away so we can have it for lunch tomorrow? I was like, hey, you get to put the food away and I'll go do this. And it just, that slight verbiage change, as much as it sounds corny,
Not so.
it's a privilege. I get to
Yes.
have food. It brings a gratefulness to what I do, right?
Mhm.
Like I am grateful that, I am grateful to be cleaning my station, to vacuuming my whole salon because I get a salon. I get this thing. This is a privilege that I am blessed with that I get to do. And so I switched it and it's made a really big difference for me, that verbiage, because it reminds me in the conversation that this is a privilege. Yes, I need this person to go do this, but they get to go do the laundry because we have laundry to do. We have dogs to groom and we're blessed with full schedules because not everybody can say that right now. Not
Right.
everybody has full schedules. And so it's just been really cool and impactful. I mean, we took it a step further and we've been joking about it where I'm like, should I put a sticker on their face? Like, good job. You
Yeah,
could go do that.
I think so. I think so.
Have a
It is-
sticker
I was
reward
like, I
board.
teach it when I go to Tacoma, I want to put stickers and be like, hey, I saw you got to go do that. So good job.
That's
I
cute.
You're
love
just
that.
gonna like get slayed with like a bumblebee sticker and be like, good job, Loren. You got to
Oh,
go do that.
thanks.
I love it.
You got to go do that social. Good job.
I love
So
that.
anyway,
But
yeah.
yeah, just to transition a little from like, because our topic, you said this earlier, is bullying for the actual episode.
Right.
And a lot of these things that we've talked about are actually great ways to get into the right mindset to deal with
Absolutely.
bullies.
Right.
It's like, and it's not just bullies online like trolls, it's in the grooming shop, it's in the competition ring, it's people you don't even know are just saying things about you, and you get it down the line, you're like, what did I do to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just having those like healthy, positive mindsets and knowing how to energize yourself and like honoring yourself really does help like separate that a little bit, if that makes sense.
Right.
Because I know how overwhelming and hard it can be like to get bullied by somebody that you and something that you're like, wait, I didn't do anything, or and so it's yeah, I just wanted to segue that in there and be like, that this is all great advice for that.
Absolutely. No, I think you did great at segueing that. Because it's true. All of that and what we do to help ourselves so that we don't bully ourselves too much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We are our biggest bullies.
It's so true. I feel like one of my good friends always knocks just like how she looks all the time to me, or like will say rude stuff about her. And if I'm with her or I hear her say it, I literally tell her to shut up. And I'm like, shut up. I said, you're my best friend. I said, don't talk about my best friend like that. Like, we don't talk about that. And then I actually realized when I've said that to her, I've actually started saying that to me. Because, like, right,
Yeah.
we live in a world where everybody sees everything online, or, I live in a very heavy influencer state. Like, literally, Utah is the influencer state, and probably the state where most of everybody's doodles started was here. I swear to God, it's our state dog, with how many people greed them here. But I've started saying it to me because it's hard not to look at some of the women I'm friends with and like start comparing. And so I'll stop and be like, hey, I'm Harper and Tillman's mom. I'm a cool person. Like, don't say those things to those kids' mom, because I think my kids are so great. So I remind me that that's all that matters, is I'm great for my kids, and I don't give a crap what other people think. It's a hard place to be, but yeah, I think we're all our own worst bullies for sure. And flipping the verbiage on how you treat yourself can go a long way.
Amen. Yeah.
I'm all about that stuff. That's like my new jam, you guys.
Yeah, I love the honor yourself part because I think that we live in a culture where we're told two different ways that everything's either we're selfish for thinking about ourselves, right? Especially as moms. Like, I get that a lot where they're like, oh, you're on the road. How does your kids handle that? I get it all the time, all the time.
Dude,
And I'm
same.
like, I literally had a client this is like last month, a client that was like, your kids are only going to be young for a little bit. So really make sure that you're spending time with them and enjoying it. Like,
That's
I
my
should give up on my
biggest
dream
pet
of being a
peeve right now.
competitor. And I'm like, whoa, like, pump the brakes. I was like, do you know that I'm their head coach? Like, I coach their hockey teams. I'm the head coach for 9U baseball. I'm on a board of directors. Like, honey, I am involved in my community. absolutely involved. Like, and she was just like, oh, and I was like, I don't miss their games. Like once in a blue moon, but it's not often. You know, like I'm gonna miss a tournament to be in Tacoma, but I'm maybe saying no to my kid's tournament because he's gonna have a million tournaments. He's 8. Like we're gonna have
Yeah.
lots of hockey tournaments ahead of us. So I may say no to that. I'm saying yes to myself, but I'm also bringing my best friend with on this trip. And we're going to Twilight Museum because I'm a Twilight
I love
nerd
it. Yes,
and
I
I
love that.
want to go see a whale. And I dream of seeing a whale. I've never seen a whale. And it is like, it would be if I could just see a whale on this trip.
I
So,
love that.
yeah,
You
like,
will.
so I just, if we don't feed ourselves and our cups are empty, we can't serve anybody else. So I think
Exactly.
it's so important to be selfish sometimes.
Well, and
So
I don't think
important.
people see what happens too, right? Because, like, yeah, we post like a lot of our highlights and all that stuff on
Yeah.
there, but also there's sometimes like there's so many things going on in my kids' lives that I don't post that people don't see. Like when I was working for Barkley, I had the same thing. I had people being like, well, why are you traveling so much? What about your kids and all that? And I'm like, what do you mean? What about my kids? Like, that's what, like 9 weekends of the year that I was gone, and they are with me I mean, they're with me all the time from that, like
Yeah.
other
It's
than when I was
52
there.
weeks a year. 9 is
Yeah.
not
Like,
gonna, yeah.
and I'm not allowed to go and pursue things that make me happy or like fill my cup. Like that's what blew my mind, is that I've had people make that comment too. So I feel you on that one. And
Yeah.
the only time I've missed Harper's dance recital once in her entire life, she's 12, and it's because her studio moved it to the weekend of Teton. So I was at Teton and couldn't go,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
crazy. And of course, I moved it this year for Teton, and they said it was the weekend before Teton, so that's why Teton got shifted. Was part of that, so I could make it to Harper's. I've never seen her dance on point. Oh my God, they moved it again to the Teton weekend. I cried, you guys. I watched her on
No.
FaceTime last year, but I've been at everything else. Like, if any of you guys are my friends on Facebook who are listening, like you'll see in my stories, like pretty much March and April are dance competition weekends. Like we were there last
Yeah.
weekend. It's another 3-day weekend, and I'm there with my kid doing what she loves. And so for someone to be like, oh, you traveled to a trade show? Like, damn straight, I traveled to a trade show. I'm like, but
Yeah.
here I am for Harper, for everything else. Like my little dude's about to do track. I'm going to be at his track things. Like people just don't know and shouldn't insert themselves. Sometimes that advice, you just don't even know what someone's going through. So don't even say that shit to them.
Mhm.
Like you don't look
Yeah.
like you're an unfit mother at all from what I know of you. That is like, who
Yeah.
says that crap?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But that's
That's
what
an I
bullies
do thing.
do.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
that's where I feel like I'm surprised by bullies is sometimes it's like my own clients
Yep.
where I'm like, really? Like if you're trying to show me that you care for me, you should be applauding that I take time for myself
Right.
and that I am not letting go of my own passion and pursuits for my life. And
Mhm.
I think it does make me a better mom to
Yeah.
say, hey, you know, but that's what people
You're
do.
showing your kids. You're showing your kids what like hard work and dedication to something that you're passionate about too, is which I
Right.
don't think people realize. I'm showing my kids that, hey, I didn't finish my college degree, and that's okay, because like look at what I've built with
Yes.
what I've done, and like what hard work can just do alone. Like, and showing them that there's other options than going to school, or just like what it looks and what it takes to build a business. And my kids have been part of my business. They've helped with things and they're learning. Like my kids know about AI and chat GPT and coding. And so we do like little things that are going to aid them as they grow in this technology world. Like
So this is a side question that I did not prepare you for. Do you at what age are you okay with your kids having social media?
oh, my kids are probably never going to have social media. All of like, it's killing me right now. All of Harper's dance friends are getting social media accounts, and I know their moms are running it. And
Yeah.
I know it's just going to be their dancer friends following each other. But I still, like, Harper's like, well, mom, they all have it. She's in 7th grade. And I'm like, okay. Like, I remember in 7th grade, MSN Messenger and
Going
AOL
to
chat room.
MySpace.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
before MySpace even. So this is like even before that, where you'd get in chat rooms and you'd be like ASL. For those of you
Oh my
who
gosh,
don't
the
know,
AOL
like,
Age
chat
that, yeah,
rooms.
looking,
yeah, I love
Yes.
like
AOL
I
chat.
know that my 7th grader self, when that was new, because I was fortunate enough, my dad worked for the phone company, so we were like, we had internet, so I could be on it all the time and emailed friends and chatted and all that. I guarantee you half of the people talking to me in those chat room were grown ass adults talking to me. I'm no way going to open my child to where you still can message private accounts. There are ways
Yeah.
around it. You can send inappropriate things. Like one of her friends has Snapchat and is the nicest girl, and she'll be like, well, I add whoever, and then if they send me something inappropriate, I then just block them. And in my mind, I'm like, but sweetheart,
You're still
what if
seeing
the
it.
thing they send you is the most inappropriate thing you've ever seen? And I'm very open with my kids, so I like tell her like what people would send, you know. And
Yeah.
so for me, it's like it's a hell no. Like probably you got to be at least 16 and I'll see where I'm at. But I do allow them to see what technology is and like play with, like, I know a lot of people are here and there for AI, but we talk about AI, they code in school. So we go over those things, but platforms, the only one they have is Marco Polo, but they're on restrictions of they only get so much time on it a day, whose numbers are allowed on it. Like they can't even add contacts to their phone that they have without me approving it on my end. Like they are locked down. And then Be Real is the only one my daughter has. And she's friends
I
with
like Be
only
Real.
Panthers. But now you can do messages in Be Real. So that one is, I trust Harper enough that she hasn't added, she's not into boys yet. But as soon as like crushes and we're doing co-ed hangouts, like then I for sure there's still no boys, and she knows if I ever see a boy added because we're friends, that's 100% gone. So
Yeah.
it's giving a little trust too, but yeah, I don't feel comfortable with it at all. Like there's times that I wish my kids didn't even have a phone. So I have really hard rules. Like when we went to spring break, they didn't even get to play on their phones while we were on spring break. Phones were away in the house. We didn't play games on them, nothing. Like it's, yeah, I'm kind of a jerk when it comes to my kids' phones because I just know
Well,
what's
I mean,
out
as
there.
you're protecting them, because I feel like for me to handle bullying, because I mean, I get bullied. It's usually in unexpected places,
Yeah.
like my own space, like my own workplace, or people that have to stick their neck out and say something. But kids don't know I know if my phone dies, it's like some weird freedom. If I forget my phone at home and I show up at work, I'm like, there's some mental peace that comes with like, oh, I don't have to look at my phone.
Mhm. It's so true.
Yeah.
I feel like honestly, one of my favorite things that I've been doing is I have a shut off time for my phone at night
Yeah.
and I just put it
It's
away.
so good.
And like there are so many studies that are coming out saying like even how much more beneficial that can be, like to save our mental health. Like we obviously already know it, but like if you commit to saying like, no, this is my wind down time. Like I don't need it. That's why I was telling you guys, like when I go on my walks, I don't have really, I have my watch when I go just in case, but I don't have it on to where people are like messaging, chiming through because that's my time, like 100%.
Right.
It's a good way to be.
Yeah. As somebody who's grew up in the gaming industry and was very deep into it a long time, I have a similar thought process with my children and which games they're going to be allowed to play
Okay.
because of
I'll have to
toxic
talk to you.
environments.
I'll have to talk to you about that. I have a little gamer and I have questions because I don't understand. So I'm side messaging you after to be
Oh,
like, you tell me
definitely.
all the things because I hear horror stories and I have friends whose kids are already addicted. My little boy, I do worry he could eventually be one of them one day because he is such a gamer, but not like he can separate himself currently. But I'm worried it will be like where he's like that kid who's stuck in that deep hole that won't listen anymore. So we may have to
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah, I was that 12-year-old playing World of Warcraft raiding with adults
Oh my
in
gosh,
an
I
actual
love it.
hardcore raiding guild, and I was the healing leader of the guild, and they didn't know I was 12. So,
Oh my gosh, that is so rad though.
yeah, that was me. So, but yeah, no, like there's like Fortnite, I'll never let my child play Fortnite. Like, which
Yep.
is awful because Fortnite, the original game, started as a tower defense. It started as a cooperative game where you and four people go in and you build a puzzle kind of thing and make sure that zombies don't get through and that you save your thing in an X amount of time. And so it was
Yeah.
tower defense. And then all of a sudden, like, what is it? I can't think of the exact game that went through, but they made this battle royale and it was doing so well that Fortnite then made it battle royale. And now all Fortnite is battle royale. And that's where the toxicity comes in from people like those people are mean. And that kind of
Yeah,
game
they
is just
are.
not something I'm going to let my kid play.
Well, I think like the kids who are on them too, like the longest time tend to be like the ones whose parents unfortunately aren't watching them or really, I feel bad saying it, but parenting them, not all of them, but a good chunk of them. And so their language and how they treat other people on those are so scary. Like that, I'm like, you will never play in those. Like you can do a group with your friends that I know and trust, but inviting randos in is a hard no for me.
Yeah. Well, and it's such a slippery slope because sometimes you get one on accident and it's a good person and you're sitting there and you finally have a full group and it's people that you know and this guy's legit, he's being nice, you know. So then you try it again and the moment you try it again, then you get that one person that's in there saying awful things. And you're like, what is coming out of your mouth? Like, what? And especially as a like a girl in the gaming industry, like the amount of people that just go off on you just because they heard your voice. That is
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, this is why we're losing. And I'm like, I killed you 4 times already. I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
Isn't it
but
crazy you can just find bullying anywhere? Like it
yeah.
is
Everywhere.
like even in like your friend groups, like right, it's there. I think that's why as we get older, we start to have smaller and smaller circles that we surround ourselves with because of the people who were there that you thought were your friends, and then you learn they were also your bully, but you were jaded and didn't know it until you knew it, you know? So it's kind of crazy to see that go that way too.
Well,
You're only as successful as the people you surround yourself with.
True.
we just have bigger voices as we get older.
Yeah.
You know, it's social media has put a microphone in front of everybody's face and allowed people to really destroy people. So I know obviously like Procreamer Network, um, you know, and some of these other platforms, you know, when you post something on there, you have a huge audience really to tear somebody down quite quickly. Um, you know, it's hard because like I remember this year, I'm not going to say who it was, but somebody posted that they thought somebody was cheating on like the platform. And so I had to go and reach out to that person behind the scenes. And I'm like, do you like, can I come? I'm going to try to say something because how do you guys handle that? Do you defend? How do you handle when you see bullying, right? Like we're taught when we're younger, you stand up, right? And you say, don't bully my friend. Like, how do you guys handle that as an adult? Like, we're adults now. We have this huge platform, and it's this like almost. I feel like it's a challenge. It's like, do you step in and say something? Do we not say anything? Do you guys have a mantra on that at all?
I I've stepped in to defend people before in our local Utah groomer group recently. Actually, it's really wild. Someone just decided to attack all the young groomers in Utah, like just saying what snowflakes they were pretty much. And I'm
Oh,
in, so not only am I an admin of the Utah Groomers group, but I'm also a board member. And so, and then because of me posting, I post in there a lot. So people in that group know who I
yeah,
am. I normally don't engage unless like I feel like it's something really bad. Like in Programmer Network, I've stood up for people being attacked falsely where I know that they're in the right because I was like a
yeah,
part of the situation. So I'll stand up there and be like, my side, what I saw there. But in this one, it wasn't about me, but I was like, this person just kept attacking people in there. So finally, like, I was like, I'm going to say something. And it's wild because I stood up and I like went back and forth with this person. And then I had someone in that group actually say that I was being a bully because I was fighting this person back. And like, it drove me insane because I was like, I'm literally defending everybody here, calling this person out because this person just pretty much like told me like all of my groupies were following me, but they were attacking people because she believes like everybody should get tipped and that people who are wealthy should in fact tip us because that's their role in society. And other groomers were like, no, I don't think this. And so, yes, I think, if people want to tip, it's them, whatever. And then so she just did a whole nother post ripping everybody apart and I couldn't take it. So I just went into it and back and forth being like, and she's like, you're just the worst. And I was like, I've never really engaged to the level that I did, but I guess I was just having a day that I felt like I wanted to. And yeah, then I had someone tell me that I was the actual bully, but then when I sat with it, I had like 10 other people who messaged me and were like, thank you for saying that. Like, I don't feel comfortable enough to say that, because I am newer and I am a person that person was attacking. And like, thank you so much. But I let that one person who said I was being a bully affect me. I didn't post for like a week in that group. I was so pissed off that someone would say that I was being a bully for defending people. So for me, it's so hard because I want to step up and say stuff, but I also don't have that thick of skin that when people come at me for standing up for people and saying I'm a bully when I don't think I was, like, I can't also handle that. So for me,
Yeah.
it's not always the easiest. So, but like, there was a group that was created a little while ago that started attacking people. And so I
Yeah.
decided to join
I
it.
heard about that
Yeah,
too.
I decided to join it because let's be honest, who doesn't like popcorn and
Oh
watching
yeah, the
like,
tea. Right.
right? We
Yeah.
all want to know the tea. We don't want our tea to be shared, but we want to see the tea because we're human. And I joined, and they actually attacked somebody posted about one of my former clients saying like some really awful stuff about they're a top educator and they were saying some stuff about them, but what they were saying actually wasn't factual. I was the person running their socials, so I saw everything unfold and I know the truth. And so I got on there and I defended that person because I was like, you're not going to just ruin somebody's name because what you're saying is an absolute lie. So I think for me, it really just depends on the situation, if I'll stand up or not. But if it's one of my people, you best believe I'll stand up and say something.
I think it also shows a lot on the character of who's saying something and
True.
how they say it and what they're doing. If they're posting anonymously, if they're not. Now, you should have the freedom to post anonymously,
But if you're
and
going to
that's
attack
okay.
someone,
But if
no.
you're attacking, or if you were putting someone down or a company, you are entitled to any feeling, to whatever you want. But for every action, there will be a reaction. And in order to protect yourself and in order to set those boundaries, I think it also explains a lot on just allowing them to let them do it, just to let them do it, and to just allow them to be how they're going to be as a businesswoman, as a career, as an entrepreneur, as a wife, as a friend, as a sister. I don't have kids, but I know that I would never do that to somebody else. I would never do that to somebody else. I would never want to ruin someone else's career, no matter how bad that I hated them or they did something to me, because there is a position and space for all of us. And I think that it is a lot to say of the character of the person who's doing it. I think it's low. I think that it is slander. I also find it very unprofessional. And also, I don't care if you think things of me. I don't care. I mean, deep down inside, does it hurt? Sure, it hurts. It sucks. But it's also my career that I worked really hard for, and a lot of careers that people are still working hard for, and a lot of things that people have been in this industry. And mistakes happen, things happen, people make mistakes, people will do things that they're not proud of, people will do things that they are proud of, but to put them down in a way, or to do something in a way that is intentionally hurting someone, that's why people off themselves. That's why people get really upset. I would never antagonize anyone in those kinds of, now private messages are private. That's different. But chat
Platform.
groups, platforms, things where thousands of people can see these things. Again, if you're not mentioning names or whatever, okay. But then those comments will be like, oh, well, DM me and da 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 da. So it creates this cesspool of animosity and
Yeah.
negativity. And I'm not calling them cesspool. They're not. They're entitled to their to their feelings. They're entitled to whatever they want. And I only want good for them. I only want them, I wish them well. I want them to heal. But I know that I would never do that. I would never want to hurt someone's career. I would never want to hurt someone else's reputation just to
Yeah.
see how mean and ugly ugly these emotions can get, and it sucks. And to see, and then I look at it too on the other side, I'm like, this person must be hurting so much.
That's what I was just going to add on to your
This
students. Like, what
person,
are they healing
right,
from?
what are they going through in order for them to feel justified to reach out to a business partner, for them to reach out to other people to spread all of this stuff? Now,
Or
again,
to start a hate group
or
to
to
just
start a hate
bash our
group, whatever it is,
industry. Yeah.
that must mean that you must feel so low on yourself and your self-esteem to have to want to put that towards somebody else. That, to me, explains a lot of behavior of immaturity. And there's no responsibility taken, and there's, again, I'm not perfect, I know that, I know this, but
Yeah.
I get so passionate, and I am incredibly emotional about it because I'm passionate about my career. I'm passionate about all of us and what we all have to bring to this industry. And again, if I don't like someone, or if something happened between me and another person, I may not recommend their business, or I may not recommend them, or I may have different conversations of like, oh yeah, this happened, whatever, and my process. But there's still this person in this industry. They're still going to be here. They're still doing great things because other people think they're doing great things. And my opinion only matters for myself. But I would never, ever put something down or someone down. It's not good business. It's not professional. And again, what are they going through? So I want to be empathetic, but then again, I don't want to give them too much more of my time and emotion that I already have to
No more
worry
energy for
on
it.
top of everything else. So
Yeah.
that humbles you a lot into like that weakness to have to say, even referring to a client and saying it in an emotional way of them not showing up. And this is the third time they didn't show up. Like, are you going to write an emotional text message back and da 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 da, or are you just going to take the loss and let them, like there's ways of doing it that doesn't have to be like that. And then it just shows a lot of their character and who they are. And those are people that are not going to be in my circle. That they cannot. They're not allowed anymore.
Yeah.
Well, and I hope more people rally to that energy of let's take the mic away from them. Like, I know that there's these groomer fight groups or whatever that I've read online, and I'm like, I know both of you, I listen to your Pause for Chit Chat all the time because I always walk away feeling so inspired. You both are the type of people that I want to surround myself with, where you're looking at yourselves and you're going, okay, how can we be better? And I share that passion. I share that energy of going, yeah, like in my career, some people thought I was a bitch as a boss. And I was awful, or that I didn't
Same,
say things right or whatever, and
same,
that they walk
same.
away with their perception.
Yes.
And my first experience competing, I had one of those people from 11 years previous actually reach out to Barclay to try to disqualify me in my groom. Yeah, I hadn't even talked to them in 11 years. And went on there and just said I didn't deserve to place. I didn't deserve any of that. And that my design wasn't even that good, right? Just this was my experience. And it was my first time. Alicia Mulac was on that stage with me, and
Oh,
Miranda
little
Stein.
mermaid Yorkie.
Yeah, I brought a Yorkie out, and apparently because I brought a Yorkie, I didn't deserve to win.
Well,
But they
yeah,
thought
you're
I
being
had breached
creative.
the rules. And actually, I mean, I felt, I was already really embarrassed because I was like, oh, I'm supposed to have a poodle because I was the only one with a Yorkie. And didn't, I was learning the rules. I didn't know. I had never competed, never been to a grooming show. And this is back in 21. And I just went the one time in 21. And Miranda Syme had to step up on that platform. And to this day, we are really good friends. I'm best friends with Alicia, obviously. The three of us are really close to this day. And I'm grateful because at least in that one experience, I gained really good friendships out of it because I had amazing people that stepped up where I couldn't speak. I wasn't part of that group. I didn't even know, but it came back to me and was screenshotted back to me that these people where I'm defenseless. I can't even defend myself in this group. And it was the worst feeling. I put myself out in a very vulnerable position to have somebody just rip me apart and say I don't deserve this. And then Miranda spoke up for me and said, I took first place. You have no idea what you're talking about. She was up against all of these different things and I had lifted my pet's hair. I had bleached a part of my dog. And I did not know that the Barclay rule says that you cannot do that.
Yeah.
So I went to my hotel room and I cut it all off. And I just went back to ground zero. Anything that I had lifted, I cut off, redid the entire design, and I had really great support and help and ideas from other people. And I just whipped it out, called my dad crying in the hotel room
Aw.
because I was like, Dad, I'm going to cry thinking about it because I was like, Dad, I'm going to embarrass myself. I'm so vulnerable. And then I went out there and then, Adrian Pope placed me third, and I felt so blessed and so honored. And Alicia was right there, and I gained such a great experience out of it. But she defended me and was removed from the group, and it
Yeah.
was
And
just, I felt
that's so crazy.
responsible for feeling like I wasn't thick enough skin to just let it roll off my back, or and she did it. I didn't even have to ask Miranda. She's just
Which
a
is
wonderful human being. But I hope that this message, after when people listen to this podcast, stop giving them a voice, leave
Well,
the group,
yeah.
It
exit the
is.
conversation, like,
It
ugh.
Well, also to kind of defend some of the groups where, again, they feel, and I don't want to defend them on what I think that they're doing is right. Not all of them are like that.
yeah.
Even
Yeah,
in
fair
some of the
enough.
groups that I've left, it's a sense of community. It's a sense of community and feeling like I belong and this is good. And whether if they're sarcastic and that's their banter, that's okay. But there's also a line that should not be crossed. And that's all I'm saying when it comes into, like in your experience, putting that down. If you feel that strongly to want to put someone down, do it in a private message, do it over the phone, do it something differently. Otherwise, you're ruining and you're hurting these people's careers, or you're hurting the potential of people being moving up. Also, on how people respond to those things. As a brand owner, as someone who owns a company, we
Yeah,
look at that. We look at how they're reacting, how they post on social media. Are they political? Are they not? How do they engage with other people? That also shows me the kind of class that a person has. If they're passionate about what they're doing, how are they responding? Are they aggressive? Are they not aggressive? And then chatting with it with Colin and Coleman. There could be people that I really like and enjoy, and then Colin's like, nope, mm-mm. And the
Yeah.
same thing for
yeah,
him. So it's
yeah.
how
There's
they respond.
consequences for sure.
There are consequences,
Absolutely.
especially if you're moving up in your career, especially if you're putting yourself out there. So I don't think that solely all of those groups are super bad. I do get the and respect the sense of community and
Absolutely.
ownership and wanting that, and wanting to feel important and wanting to feel loved and wanting to feel heard. Totally respect that. Where I lose respect is the negativity that comes from it and how it's encouraged. Again, that
Yes,
line,
that's so
that
well
line,
said.
that
Yes.
line should not be crossed, because
Yeah.
then it becomes unprofessional, it becomes provoked. And again, that's why people do things to themselves. That's why people push themselves, because they feel like that they're not good enough. In our industry, we're already a creative left brain, ADHD, autism, however, whatever kind of people, right? There's a lot of addiction. There is a lot of mental instability. And
For sure.
one of those things could trigger someone. And again, someone could be like, well, this is mine, and this is how I'm going to say it. Da, 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 da. But then again, your reaction is going to cause somebody else to react in a different way. You have to be responsible and take ownership for the things that you're saying. So the community, the sense of value that's behind it, love that, applaud that. I think that's great. And especially when they're passionate and they're like, well, this is what this group is about, and da 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 da, and this negativity, that's not what it's about. Cool. But then there has been other occasions where those people that you're associated with or that you're a part of that encourage that kind of behavior. And to me, that's where I have to put that boundary and say, no, I can't. Maybe if I've made decisions and they weren't the right ones on a professional level, cool. But again, I don't need to explain myself as a businesswoman. I don't need to explain myself as on who I am. But
Yeah.
sometimes an explanation is what people want, and they just want to be heard. Again, customer service and, this and that and whatever, reaching out. But it's also how you do it, and how, again, the
Yes.
delivery. The delivery. How many
Yeah.
times when I was in management and people were like, oh, Lauren's such a bitch and this and that. Yeah. Yeah. Or other comments to where it's like, I'm dropping people left and right. Or is that because I'm setting better boundaries for myself? They're not saying I'm a
Boundaries,
drunk.
baby.
Right. They're not saying that I'm a drunk or I'm stealing money or they're not getting their packages or they're not getting these certain things, but they're saying, oh no, we wouldn't recommend that because, she's dropping people. I care for them, but they're just not for me anymore. And because I'm learning that I don't want to be taken advantage of. Now, that's not the story with everyone, nor should it be. And learning for me to be more confident. But again, it's those actions that speak louder. The sense of community, applaud it, respect it,
Yeah.
but there's boundaries and lines that are definitely crossed that are completely inappropriate.
Well, and what was crazy too about the show that Holly was talking about and like going like uh, branching off on the topic of like just shutting it down
Yeah.
is that show that was also the only show I did in 2021. And that show, like I had so many people come up to me because I won second. So Miranda Stein was first, I was second, Holly was third. And they came up to me and they're like, "Man, you should have been first. You should have been first. You should have." And I like, "Did you see her groom? Like, did you actually look at it? It's amazing." Like, no, she deserved that. And like just that redirection had people going, "Whoa, that's not what I
Right.
thought you were gonna say."
Right.
And it's like just
Right.
I don't
I
need to put
sometimes,
her
oh,
I'm
go.
sorry. Oh yeah, like I don't need to put her down. I thought she did an amazing job. And like she's working with a blue poodle. Like she did some really realistic carving. And I'm just like, no, she deserved that. And I want to tell everybody that because the fact that you're coming up to me, it felt like they were trying to bait me to
Yes.
like be, oh
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
no, of course.
Yes.
I
Yes.
Because
definitely like
misery, people like that love company, right? Like
Yeah.
hurt
no.
people. And so this is something I want to point out about
I
you
love
because
that
I'm learning this
phrase.
story. Yeah.
Hurt people,
You
hurt people.
yeah, and you pointed out something super awesome that speaks to your character because that's how you responded to the people. One of the my favorite things I've ever been told was by a teacher, and in her class, she would congratulate students. And her name is G, and she congratulated someone for winning, right? And someone in the class says, "Well, what about me, Miss G? I did great too." She goes to them and says, "This isn't about you. This is about them right now. This is their moment. So we're going to honor their moment. And when I call on you and it's your moment, everybody else in the class is going to honor you in that moment. But this isn't your moment. So you sit down and you honor the person who is having the moment." And when she said that to me, it meant so much to me because my daughter, like we know, I've said, it does competitive dance. She gets beat out a lot by people on from her studio, but she knows it's their moment and she's going to cheer them on. Where she's won, and one of her friends literally ran off the stage, didn't hug her, and cried because she beat her one time. Where my kid has learned, nope, it's her moment. I'm going to cheer her on. And oh my gosh, it's my moment. So I remind her, fill your space with people who are going to cheer you on in your moment, but also you cheer them on in theirs because that's what it's about. And if we had more people who looked at it the way that you did, instead of being like, oh my God, can you believe that so and so got first over you? Like, yeah, I can,
Yeah.
man. They did a really great job. Like, that's well deserving. Like, I think that is such a great place to be. And if we could actually get more groomers to be that way, like in these groups where we're talking about, like, everyone has their group, right? Like there's so many different groups I love being a part of, but it's like takes that one negative person to add the next negative comment in it and everything. But wouldn't it be amazing if other people just finally got on and not maybe standing up for them, but being like, oh no, I actually think like that groom is a really beautiful groom. I can see why it got first. And just even something as
Right.
simple as flipping that narrative to be more positive. I think just too many groomers feed into that negative, and they may not be hurting, but they're just in a negative space, so they attach to those people, or they think they want
Yeah.
to be those people, like, and be like them one day. But God, like, if all of the people could be more in this mind space, our industry would be so much better. I think that's one thing I like about when Loren and I talk is like we always want to be positive, like we want to support our
Yes.
community, and by tearing people in our community down, not only is that causing damage for that person, but it's making me look at that person and be like, well, I wouldn't want to work with you because you just treated this person. And my experience of that person is a positive one. Whether yours is or isn't, you've just now made them look bad when I like them. So I think you're probably not that great to tear somebody down. So, like,
Yeah.
I had someone tear me down for Teton. So I guess I said I haven't had bullies, but I did call Loren about this one because it hurt. Someone showed up to Teton. Yeah, last year was my first year. I had 6 months to put that show together. 6 months by myself.
Oof.
and I did it.
Good
And
job.
somebody
did,
showed
girl.
up
Yes,
and
you
made a
did.
comment. Yeah, someone showed up and made a comment, and they were like, just because she works the trade shows doesn't mean she should be running a show. This is a joke. Literally, the show hadn't even started. She was mad. The only thing I can assume is because I don't know who it was. It was just told to me by a trusted source. I think they were mad that we didn't have registration open yet, but they were like 30 minutes early on the first day. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't get mad at my hairdresser because I showed up 30 minutes and I'm her first appointment of the day and she's not ready for me. Like, if it was a
Yeah.
dog in their salon, they wouldn't have let it into their salon early. Or if they did, that's their own fault that they don't have boundaries. But I had boundaries for my show. It's not my fault. But yeah, so like crap like that, they could have just been like, oh, this is her first year running it. Like, damn, she did a nice job. But people don't know what they also don't know. So
Sure. They don't
and
know
again,
everything.
hurt people like to hurt people.
Hurt people.
Mhm.
That's one of my favorite quotes.
Yeah.
Oh, this has been wonderful. Thank you guys so much for coming on and talking to us about all this. And I think it's been really helpful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us. We
For
appreciate it.
real.
And thanks for adding us as a tag team because
Yeah.
it's our first tag team together being interviewed.
Yeah.
As
Oh.
we're a couple, you know. Mhm. Thanks,
Well,
Lee.
I just love watching you both on yours. It feels like a
Yeah.
podcast without it technically,
Yep.
but it feels podcasty to me. So I love joining you
We're
guys every other
getting there.
Monday. But genuinely, you guys
I
are
love
so
the live
inspirational. Thank you and keep it up. I hope you guys keep doing it because I love the content you guys put out there. I love the messages.
And if you haven't yet, check out Pause for Chit Chat every other Monday with Quinci and Loren.